Hey, what's up, YouTube? Let's see, what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about last week's fight. It was Friday, February 20th, 2015 on Showtime. It's called a boxing series called Showbox The Next Generation, right? And this wasn't a high-profile fight, but, on Showbox The Next Generation, they're supposed to be featuring, future prospects or champions in boxing and stuff like that. So yeah, two fighters, Umberto Savigne from Cuba, and then you had Craig Baker, I believe from Baytown, Texas. Now, Savigne, despite him being knocked out, or having one loss on his record, he was highly ranked and stuff like that. So, and then he's a decorated Cuban amateur. One thing about Cuba, they export, fine cigars and good boxers, So he's a Cuban defector. So, and then Craig Baker, he doesn't have the amateur background like Umberto has, He only had like 40 fights. Umberto had like 400. So, in this fight, you're thinking like, man, what is Craig Baker don't have a chance, man. But, Craig Baker's, an athlete. He's coming in undefeated. He's 15-11, right? Got a high, no, not 15-11, but, 15-0 with 11 knockouts. Excuse me. So he got a high knockout ratio and whatnot, right? And so, the fight is really good, man. You gotta listen to the commentary because it's like an affirmation of what's gonna happen, right? So you got Umberto, Craig Baker, and they getting, they square off and everything like that, right? And before you know it, Umberto Savigne, he lands a punch on Craig Baker, and so it catches Craig Baker, off guard. So Baker's up on the ropes. It looks like he's holding on for dear life, right? And somewhere in the fight, Craig Baker gets off the ropes, but then when they engage again, it looks like he like turns his back, whatever, like he's like walking away, And Humberto, he's still like throwing punches. He's still staying active. But what's interesting is for like Showbox The Next Generation, these cats ain't like young guys, they're not like 24, 22-year-old, prospects and nothing like that, right? In their weight class. These Baker's 31 and the Cuban guy, he's 36, right? So in that, just kind of computer. It's kind of interesting how to say the Showbox The Next Generation when you got a Cuban who's like 36 years old, and you got the other guy from Texas. Ain't nobody ever heard of. He's 31. He's like a late bloomer. He got started late in boxing. But anyway, so I guess Humberto gets tired out. He's getting worn out. For some reason he stops punching and he winds up on the ropes, and Baker was it looked like he got his confidence back because he started punching, So he took advantage of the fact that Humberto's on the ropes, right? And so he's just like throwing punches, He just keeps on throwing, He's going to the body, he steps to the side and stuff like that, trying to get angles and whatnot, right? And then Humberto, he like fires back, he like, I guess he got a second win, he fires back, right? And then all of a sudden, Baker catches him with a right hand. So he catches that dude with a right hand, and he shook Humberto, right? So I guess at this time, Baker got his confidence back. I don't know where it came from, but I guess he decided he was going to take a butt whipping, you know what I'm saying? He's going to fight, and he's going to go down fighting. So anyway, what ended up happening was, they get to their corner and whatnot. Baker's corner man, his coach, he's yelling at him and stuff like that. They don't have these guys like mic'd up or anything like that. But Baker's looking confident, and then his coach kisses him on the forehead, right? And then Umberto, he's looking a little nervous. He look like he got a little bit of blood coming out of his nose or whatever, you know. So anyway, you know, they get in, they get you know, the second round starts, and then all of a sudden, you can sort of hear like somebody shout like, "Throw the right hand, throw the right hand," and Baker comes out like throwing that jab, right? And then he lands that right hand on Humberto. And then Humberto's hurt and he's backed up on the ropes. And here goes Baker again throwing all these combinations. He's going to the body. Then all of a sudden he comes up with a uppercut and a left hook. And Humberto, he like falls to the floor, man. It was just it was a great fight. He falls to the floor. He tries to get up. And it wasn't happening, man. He tried to get up. He ended up flopping right back and hitting the corner, you know, the corner post, whatever. And he gets up, he raises his hand, and I'm like, oh, I'm okay. But nah, he wasn't okay, man. The referee ended up stopping the fight. But, you know, I just say that to say, you know, you never know how people going to react in certain situations. And I guess Craig Baker was like a rat in the corner, man. Just a rat in the corner. He decided he was going to fight back. And and I wanted to mention this fight because, you know, it was an exciting fight, man. Because like me and my uncle, we were like watching it, right? We're both like jumping up and down, all excited, and my cousin, he's like watching, he's getting excited, like, oh, you know, it's like it's because it was kind of funny, man. You have to see this fight, man. It's Craig Baker and Umberto Savigne. I want to say Savigne. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. But you just gotta watch this fight because these fights sometimes are some of the best fights. Sometimes you got some snoozers and you got some blowouts, man. But sometimes you got some barn burners, man. Every now and then you're gonna get like a diamond in the rough when it comes to some of these fights. So I just wanted to mention that fight because it was exciting, and I've seen quite a few fights this past weekend, and I think that was the most memorable. I watched it like 3 or 4 times. I mean, it will only last less than like 5 minutes. So, hey, go ahead and check it out, man. All right, bye.